I told you there would be a moment. Well, guess what? The moment's here. The fight is coming. Let's go!
Boxing King Media in association with Box Road. Delighted to be joined by super lightweight prospect Ziyad Almaayouf, also known as Zizo, in Saudi Arabia, about to have your second fight in your home country.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. You know, it's a pleasure and an honor to be here. And I just thank the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the Ministry of Sports and Skill Challenge Entertainment for having me.
Ziad, we're going to come back to your fight, etc. But as it's the first time we've met, I want the Boxing King Media audience to get to know you a little bit more. So hopefully we'll do more of this as time goes on. Definitely. I've been reading a little bit about you. You've got an interesting storyline. Am I right in saying your roots are Saudi Arabian, but you was raised in Egypt? In fact, you was born in you lived in New York as well.
I was born in New York.
Born in New York, yeah. Raised in Egypt, and then now you're living in LA.
Yeah, that's well. Now actually, I don't know where I live. I live wherever my fight camps take me and wherever my training camps take me. Wherever Buddy McGirt takes me, that's where I go. You know, I spend my whole year around him and around the fighters he trains. But yeah, I was raised between Saudi Arabia and Egypt. My father is Saudi Arabian, my mother is Egyptian, and I grew up between both. So I got the best of both worlds, I guess.
You definitely did, man. That's some serious traveling there. Which city in Egypt did you live in?
Cairo.
Okay. And I've heard Cairo's a bit of a crazy place, like especially for tourists. People want business, etc. But there's so much to see there. The pyramids. Yeah. Did you live near the pyramids?
No, I mean I could see them from where I was, but it's a great city. Yeah, you know, it's a city that never sleeps, just like the whole Arab world. Saudi Arabia is a city that never sleeps, a country that never sleeps. So people, when they come to our side of the world, the Arab side of the world, they realize that nothing ever closes, and they're in shock. You know, but this is how we are. Everything starts after 11 p.m.
It's funny you said that. I had this conversation with somebody from England yesterday because there was a 5-year-old at 2 o'clock in the morning in the local shisha lounge. I was like, what's going on? I'm like, this is normal.
Yeah, he's early. He's early. Let's just put it that way, you know. Yeah, honestly, that's what I love about it, though. It makes you always feel at home. You always feel like there are people around you. It really never sleeps, and that's embedded in the culture. Just that, you know someone next to you or you don't know them, you're shoulder to shoulder, back to back, and you support each other, and you just always feel like you have a connection with someone. It's very weird. I can't explain it until you actually try it.
I think you can't explain it until you experience probably the Arab culture. Then I think people understand. So you were obviously raised in Egypt. What age were you when you left Egypt to go back to the States, I'm guessing?
19 years old. I left I graduated high school and I moved straight to the States because I knew this is where I wanted to take my boxing career. You know, I left Saudi Arabia then, and I wanted just to, because I always thought there is more to it than just a continental champion, more to it than just a local champion, more to it than just amateur boxing. So I thought that I want to turn pro. I want someone to represent the Arab world and Saudi Arabia and Egypt in the professional boxing, someone who is locally bred by the Arab boxing system. I wasn't raised abroad. I didn't train abroad. Didn't grow up around any equipment. I mean, I trained for 11 years between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, where I didn't have for 6 years I didn't have a boxing ring at all. And when I had a boxing ring, it was a boxing ring that's just there to, you know, the ropes are there only for the aesthetic. If you lean on those ropes, you're not coming back. The floors are all torn up. It was open air, so when the rain comes, we train. When the thunder comes, we train. Everything. It doesn't matter, you know, heat, cold, we're always there. So
where was I in Egypt?
Yeah. So it's like, and the first time I ever hit a heavy bag that didn't move when I hit it was when I moved abroad. Saudi Arabia, no. Egypt, no. Saudi Arabia didn't have boxing gyms at all, actually, let alone gyms, by the way. Gyms for athletes and stuff. Saudi Arabia didn't really have that. So it was a journey. It's been a journey, but mentally it's created something else.
That's some serious life experience, because I read up about this is quite unusual, but I think your dad thought you was taking tennis lessons, but your mum was taking you to boxing gyms. I read that, which I found that quite interesting. So your mum believed in you, and then you had to prove it to your dad when he found out. Do you remember the day you found out that you was going to the boxing gym?
Of course I remember the day he found out.
Talk to me about that day.
So it's been a year maybe that I've been training that I've been boxing, and my dad has thought I've been doing tennis. And my dad is a big tennis fan, so he's always wanted me to play tennis. Now it's different. Now he supports me 100% in the boxing. But my younger brother was also in tennis. So my dad one day, he was always traveling between Saudi Arabia and Egypt. And then he went to pick up his two sons from tennis practice until he only found one. And then my younger brother was put on the spot. Where's your brother? He's boxing. And my dad, didn't want any violent sports in the beginning and all that. But my mom had seen a boxing movie, and it was actually a local one. And she came to me like, just to the side. She pulled me to the side. She's like, "Do you actually want to fight?" I said yes. She's like, okay, I'll take you. And it went from there. Listen, my mom is just a best friend to me. She believed in me from the beginning. She saw what I would be doing now from the early mornings, even just being in school. When I was competing in the amateurs, when I thought I'd have to wake up and cook my meals for myself, she'd wake up extra early. Extra early, I'm talking 4 and 5 a.m. before I left for school. She'd make my food for me, pack it, and leave a note every single day that said "made with love" or "good luck, you will be champ," every single day. So, I just love my mom for that, and everything I'm doing now is for my mom and my dad, definitely.
That's pretty amazing. That, and your mum's belief in you is paid off because you're now fighting on big shows. So how easy was it to convince your dad then when he found out? I'm guessing he got to saw you box and he thought, right, okay, you can do it.
Words weren't enough to convince. It was all action, and it was all action outside of the ring, more of inside of the ring. Where am I going out at night? Who am I going out with? What time do I sleep? What time do I wake up? Am I getting the grades in school as well as balancing my sports? Because to him, I've chosen to increase the responsibility in my life. So it's up to you to find that right balance that works for you. He didn't demand the straight A's and all that, but he demanded that there should be a balance. However good you are at one thing, try to come close to it in the other thing. And that's how it's working for me now. I'm still in university until now. I'm still finishing my degree. And as you said, I'm fighting on one of the biggest cards in the world, and I'm getting that exposure. I'm carrying the weight of a whole side of the world and a country in Saudi Arabia on my back. It's a beautiful thing to have. It's a good position for a young athlete to be, if you use it the right way and if you have the right mentality. If you train your mind as you train your body, you will be able to handle all of that.
Definitely so, man, and I'm quite happy that the fact that you repaid your mum's faith, and your dad's obviously, well, your dad was convinced, and now, and you're saying you're fighting on the biggest stage. You made your debut on, it was AJ Usyk.
Yeah.
What a lucky place to make your debut, and the way you made your debut as well. And I'm guessing that the Saudi Arabian people, a lot of people have talked about it before. You had a crazy knockout, probably the knockout of the night. So just tell me, what was it like after that? Because I know the Arab people, when they jump on somebody as a sports athlete, they go all in.
100%. That was what I was just going to talk about. It's something, so it's one thing when the Arab people jump on an athlete, and then it's another when the athlete is doing something abroad. Once the athlete is doing something abroad, they jump on him even more. The support is there. They love you. Win or lose, draw, get knocked out, knocked down, whatever it is, they love you until the end, and they support you until the end. And this is what I felt that night. Honestly, I have to say Alhamdulillah. I have to say Alhamdulillah for everything, because that night, I mean it when I said it, some stuff started to happen by itself. In that ring, some roles and some combinations I put together. After the fight, my friends were like, "Did you see how it looks on TV?" I was like, "No, I thought, I didn't even know."
Like in killer mode. Like I was watching it just before you walked in. I was watching it. I'm thinking, this guy's possessed.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing about fighters. I want to change that perception in the Arab world. That's what I'm doing in Saudi Arabia right now. This is bigger than boxing. When I fight, I represent more than the fight that night. I represent more than boxing. I represent the Arab people. I represent Saudi Arabia. I want the West to change their perspective and perceptions on our side of the world. I want to break that language barrier. I want to increase the unity, acceptance of culture and religions and all that. This is all important because it makes us more comfortable when we go visit, and it makes them more comfortable when they come visit, and it's just a time that we have an Arab spokesperson who happens to be in athlete boxing. Is just my way to that spotlight, and alhamdulillah, I just happen to be good at it. But I want to bring back that Muhammad Ali era, where confidence is expressed through charisma, not arrogance. And to me, that is very, very important because, just in my morals, that is very important for me. But that was a good experience. The knockout was a good one. The fight was a really nice one. I took it all in.
Did you get many invites from the royal family?
I mean, I got a lot of good stuff from the royal family and invites and thanks. And, they always show their appreciation. I mean, I'm one of their own, and when you're one of their own, they don't treat you just like a nobody. They don't treat anybody like a nobody, but what they're giving to me,
get extra 50%.
yeah, what they're giving to me, I'm trying to give more back. But to be honest with you, what they've given me so far, I feel like it's very hard to pay back. But the only way I know how is to speak, talk, smile, and knock people out.
You're in an amazing position now because I know there's been Saudi fighters before, but you're probably one of the most hotly talked about fighters. You're training with Buddy McGirt. It's a real random link up. I only found out yesterday. You're now managed by Paul Smith as well. One of the Smith brothers, very respected man in British boxing, been there, seen, done it all. How on earth did you get Paul Smith to manage you? How did that come about?
So, first of all, again, alhamdulillah, I'm always going to keep thanking God before I say how.
For people that don't understand, when you're saying that, you're basically saying all praise to God. I want people to, because
to
there'll be non-Muslims watching this, so I want them to know that.
All praise to God. That's why I always say thank God after I say alhamdulillah. I never say it alone. But so it's really the stars aligned. Let's even start with Buddy McGirt. When I first moved to the US at the age of 19, the level was so different where it felt like I'm starting completely over. And that's exactly what I felt like. And once I was getting even close to being as good as the amateurs there, COVID hit. And then I had to start working at a garage with my coach back then for 6 months straight because I realized that's my opportunity. Everybody is stopping right now. Everyone that's so much better than me is stopped. Now I have to work when it's locked down and no gyms and everything. So I put all of my savings into that. And then my coach came to me and he's like, okay, it's time we get some sparring. And there's a gym that's open on the low key. The cops can't see anything and stuff. I was like, whose gym? He's like, Buddy McGirt. I was like, Buddy McGirt is alive? And he was like, yeah. This thing is, in 2019, when I first moved to the States, I was in my college dorm room. And I have a video on Instagram where I have it captioned, Buddy McGirt, best jab in boxing. And I'm studying him on YouTube days in a row. And he's mentioned on Instagram every day. And we look back at it, me and him, and laugh about it now. Because fast forward 2 years later, he becomes my coach. And how have the stars aligned where Buddy McGirt decides I want to move from Florida to LA, and Zizo's in LA too, and it just happens there. And I took my chance after, sparring in his gym and out sparring his guys, putting in that good work, and I'm excited for what's to come. Then, Buddy trains a lot of great fighters in Callum Smith, Dylan White, Derek Chisora, Kovalev, the list goes on and on and on. So we were in a camp with Callum Smith for my last fight in the AJ Usyk. Callum was fighting on the same card, so we spent 8 weeks in Liverpool. Speaking of Liverpool, a city of fighters.
Can you say anything in Scouse?
I could say see you later. I could say ta-ra. I could say a lot of stuff, but Liverpool is a city of fighters. The sparring there was one of the best sparring I've ever got. And the Rotunda gym is a gym, just a family. And that's where I found my family. I found my boxing family there. I found the Smith brothers, my family, and I found Paul Smith Jr., my coach, my manager, and he was coached by Buddy McGirt at one time, their family. Now me and Paul are family. And then I also have my co-manager, Rachel Charles. She's family as well. She's that mother figure in my corner. She's been there since the early beginnings, before even Saudi got involved in my career, and we've been working ever since.
That's pretty amazing. I love the fact that, like you said earlier, Egypt, Saudi, New York, LA, Liverpool, and now we're back in Riyadh. And I know your dad's from this area. You said to me earlier that you've gone and met your grandmother earlier. You got her blessings for your fight. So I was talking about your fight. You're not being matched easy. You're fighting a guy that's got 3 wins and 1 loss in your second fight, which says a lot about you. So what I want to know is about the ring entrance, because I know the Saudi people are going to be looking forward to that ring walk. Have you got any special Arabic music lined up, or what's going to happen?
Like I said, I want to change that perception. I want to represent Saudi Arabia internationally. I want to break that barrier. So don't expect the Arabic music. Expect music that everybody knows. Expect music where I want this song, when everyone hears, they remember Zizo. And you know, and when people say Zizo, they remember boxing and Saudi Arabia. That's just how I want my career to be. And like I said, I'm representing more than boxing. I'm breaking grounds, and I'm representing Vision 2030. I'm representing a lot of stuff that's happening behind the scenes. So it's up to me to use that mind that I had to stay in school for and think outside of the box. So first of all, expect a very good outfit, you know, going in. I love that, my ring outfit. I can't wait for everyone to see. But expect improvement. That's what I'm looking forward to showing that night. Expect improvement and expect a very good jab.
Am I right in saying Paul Smith, being a very experienced man, he will have told you don't go in trying to get another knockout like you did last time? Because I'm assuming in your head when you get in that ring, you're going to be like, I want to outperform myself from the last fight, get another knockout, and you might go too wild.
I mean, as a fighter, I'm there to adapt. I'm there to adapt. I see an opening, I'll take it. If the opening is not there, I'll be patient. And like I said, I have a mental performance coach. I've had one for years now, and we always train the mind as I train the body. And I'm a very patient person. I know how to problem solve. My reflexes mentally are quicker than maybe other athletes who don't have a mental performance coach do. So I'm just there to adapt. But listen, with fighters, we have a switch, and you know that when it's fight mode, we completely switch. I can smile and laugh and make jokes all day, but once it's time to fight, when an opening is there, we smell blood and we take it.
Definitely. And just to wrap up, it's pretty amazing seeing Prince Khalid, how passionate he is about boxing. He's literally a real fan, and what I find even more fascinating was, you know, I spent a bit of time around him a couple of days ago, just how he mingles with people, and he didn't even know me. He come and put his arm around me, and he thought I was somebody else. But do you know what I mean? He seems like a really approachable person, which you wouldn't get in most countries. You wouldn't get royalty mixing with people, which, and I think it's good to show that the hospitality here is from top to bottom.
Yeah, no, actually, and wait till you meet the rest of them. Wait till you meet the rest of them. Prince Khalid and Prince Fahd, you know, the princes and the royals here, they're very, very humble, and they're normal people. At the end of the day, you know, they're normal people. They like to mingle, they like to talk, and like you said, Prince Khalid is a huge fan of boxing. So when he sees boxing people around him, he can't help it but talk boxing, you know, watch boxing, everything. So, and then when you meet Princess Mishal, you know, and then you meet His Royal Highness Prince Abdulaziz bin Turki Al Faisal, he's the Minister of Sports. This guy, I need to tell you from now, he gives 100% support to anyone who brings an idea to do in Saudi. Never says no, you know, never says no, and everyone who brings those ideas are all people around my age and people around those late 20s, early 20s, you know, early 30s. So it's all revolutionary, it's all new. He never says no. Just, you know, show me the ideas, show me the proof, and you have my full support. I can't wait for everyone to meet him, because at the end of the day, like Prince Khalid said, this wouldn't all be possible without the backing of the Ministry of Sports.
100%. Ziad, it's been a real pleasure speaking to you for the first time, and I'm pretty sure we'll meet up a lot more, especially with these events in Saudi, and I'm guessing you'll be in the UK again soon.
Yeah,
so it's been
very soon.
Pleasure. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. Any final message for the Saudi people? If tell you what, show us some of your bilingual skills. Leave a message for all your fans in Liverpool, New York, LA, Egypt, Saudi. If you can, we'll wrap it up there.
No, you know what? I'm just gonna say that. I'm waiting for everyone to tune in. I'd love for everyone to tune in. I can't wait till I fight in front of thousands of people and millions around the world. And inshallah, God willing, I will get that win and deliver that perfect knockout that everyone is looking for. That is the plan, and that's what I'm looking to do. But most of all, expect improvement. That's what I'm here to show. I'm here to show improvement. I'm here to show experience, and that's what we're here to do. And God willing, we will do that. I can't wait. And I want to thank you for giving me that platform and giving me that opportunity, coming where I come from the boxing system I grew up in. This is impossible. You know, this is impossible. I didn't dare dream when I went to sleep at night. When I used to dream, I didn't dare dream that far in. So because my dreams wouldn't go there. Now we're here, and now it's time to stay here.
Well, Ziad, you clearly got great values and a great personality, and I hope the fans will follow your journey. And like I said, at Boxing King Media, we follow all the fighters, whether you're at the bottom, top, middle, whatever. We give everyone time. So it's been a pleasure speaking to you, and I wish you all the best.
So much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I told you there would be a moment. Well, guess what? The moment's here. fight is coming. Let's go.